This is another video to give you some behind the scenes on how we make our videos. In that last video we talked about the hardware and the software and a little bit of the process, but in this video we're going to kind of take you from the camera to the internet and all the little steps in between on how we take a video and turn it into a movie for the internet. So we went a little bit long, and I'm going to speed it up and just narrate over the top again. To begin with, we're going to take that video. Of course, we're going to record it on the camera, and then take it from the camera over to the computer on an SD card or whatever kind of memory stick that it uses. And the reason we do that is to avoid any kind of proprietary software or cables or any kind of connections to the camera directly. This way, we can just treat those files as raw video and just start using them. The software that we're using is PowerDirector from Cyberlink. Again, that's just kind of representative in this video. Most of the video editing software out there is going to be similar, maybe not look exactly the same, might offer more elaborate tools. This is only about a mid-range editing software, but again, it's going to be a good representative for the process of what we're doing here. So we're going to take that raw video and we need to start manipulating it. Since most videos that we're going to post are going to have some sort of an intro and then an exit or closing credits, we don't want to have to recreate all that stuff from scratch. So I'm going to open up an existing file that we may have made in the past at some point that already has the opening and closing credits. Then once that's open, I'm going to go to the top left hand corner of the screen there, in this software package at least, and you see that that's the files that you're using to create your final product. So I'm going to remove whatever files are there from the project we just opened, and I'm going to open up or drag in the files that we want to edit, and in this case it's the one that we just pulled from that camera's SD card. Then I'm going to go in and rename the file, because we don't want to overwrite the old file, we want to give it a new name. And at this point I'll mention it's probably a good idea to name your file something that's easy to recall in the future if you need to go back and edit one of these for some reason. Okay, so once the file is renamed, we can start to edit it and then save periodically with no danger of corrupting the original file that we used to kind of shortcut the opening and closing credits. At some point I'm going to want to go into the opening credit and rename it, whatever the title of this new video happens to be. Same with the closing credits, but then you've basically saved some time having to recreate the opening and closing credits completely. Now we're talking about editing the file, and there's lots to talk about here. So just as an overview, that video file is sort of like an old movie, film that you might roll out and lay down on a table. That's what we're looking at in the timeline, which is in the bottom half of this software package. We can go along and we can splice that. We can add clips from other videos. We can add transparent layers over the top. For example, the watermark that says gun websites that just stays statically at the bottom of the screen. Or the gear websites watermark that's on this video, those are added as layers to the timeline. But again, we can go in here and see where there's a pause in the narration. We can splice it on both sides of that and remove it, and then that way we create a more seamless video. So there's editing like that. Is possible with most video packages that you might use, though this Cyberlink we ended up upgrading to because we wanted to be able to do HD videos with that watermark. And if I remember correctly, it was that watermark was just too hard to achieve in the Windows Movie Maker, so it was time to upgrade to more elaborate software. Of course, you can get even more elaborate software than what we use, and you'll have even more options to edit. So once we've edited the file and we've got it the way we want, we're going to keep saving it along the way, and now it's time to render it into a final product. And that final product is going to be in some sort of a video file format. We choose WMV, which is a Windows style format. If you're working on a Macintosh, you might use one of the QuickTime formats, and there's lots of other options available. And again, the software package that you use is going to give you more or fewer options when it comes time to save these files. Now we've played around with them and we found that the Windows Movie files are what work well for YouTube and for us with the file sizes that we deal with. So once we've edited the file, it's time to give it a name, decide what type of file format, and then let it render. And that's what it's doing. It's going to take some amount of time to render. Once it's rendered, you've got a final product, and then you can post it on YouTube or whatever So I guess that gives you some idea of how we take a video from the camera and put it on the internet. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Thanks for watching.